Hey, what's up, everyone? This is King Crypto. Today we're going to talk about how Bitcoin could potentially hit $64,000 in value by 2019. Uh, and this is based on a Wall Street strategist, one of the only Wall Street strategists that focus on cryptocurrencies. And he has a pretty interesting reason for why he says this. So, today the Litecoin giveaway goes to David Ree. He says it seems like a good coin to invest. He's referring to brick block. The concept is very different with proof of asset. There's a concern about validation of ownership and taxation, but it is probably me and the lack of information. So yeah, I would have to agree that the concept is very different, but it is. They explain very simply that the fact that you have proof of asset coins is your certificate and your proof that you have ownership and you can be taxed. Those coins are the same thing as you buying real estate and being a shareholder. It's just you represent that in your uh, cryptos or your proof of asset coins. So it's actually pretty simple, but since you raised that question, I'm gonna send you some good old Litecoin. All right, guys, so let's talk about why Bitcoin could soar as high as $64,000 next year. Fundstrat, which is a research firm, investment research firm, predicted this, and Sam Doctor, head of data science research at Fundstrat, said this in the report. We believe the current path of hash power growth supports a Bitcoin price of about 36,000 by 2019 year end, with a 20,000 to 64,000 range. So, why? Why does he think that? So it has to do with Bitcoin mining. It doesn't have really anything to do with technical or fundamental analysis. He believes that Bitcoin support seems to stay at the profitable level where Bitcoin miners are happy. It makes sense. And in this article, they kind of explain like Bitcoin miners will obviously they mine the Bitcoin, but they tend to hold on to Bitcoin when it's not as profitable for them. And you got to think that they're the ones who have the most Bitcoins. Most of these miners have the most Bitcoins. And they get the most out of it by holding on to it and that keeps them breaking even in the price. And as the price rises, it leads to greater profits and then they can sell. And there you go. That's mining in a nutshell. You mine Bitcoins, you wait for a price parabolic movement, and you just made an incredible amount of money. So that seems to be one of his beliefs as to why this is the way it usually works. If we noticed when Bitcoin was coming down pretty hard in let's see, in like February, Bitcoin like just about crossed the profitability mark, and then it went right back up. We've seen this a few times, and we see it went down to about it went down further than that. Um, yeah, it went down to like 5,000 at one point, but it quickly bounced back. We see the same thing happen. I don't know why it's showing me all this. Probably because I screwed it up. All right, sorry. Yeah, and we see here that it stayed here for a bit, but it keeps coming back because I believe that the miners are holding on to a lot of the Bitcoin in these times where all the investors are selling off. And that's to keep their operation at least break even possible, right? Or profitable enough that there isn't a widespread panic. Because if they sold all their Bitcoins during this period, Bitcoin would be, I don't know, maybe $3,000, $2,000. I don't know. It might be worth less than that if they all decided to sell, and they're smarter than that, so they know that that's just not the way to go about this. So as this competition keeps going, and as more miners keep wanting to get the next block, get 12.5 bitcoins, whatever, every time they try to do that, the hash power goes up. So processing power to guess the solution of these complex mathematical equations. That's the reward, by the way. When you solve a complex mathematical equation, you receive a reward for that, and that's what Bitcoin mining is all about. It's proof of work. That is the idea of proof of work. By doing that, you get Bitcoin, and that's the proof that the system works. So they believe that this research firm believes that this hash power will grow by 350% by 2019, which means that the miners, in order for them to stay profitable, they would have to hold at a price range of about 36,000 by 2019's year end. And now the 20,000 to 64,000 is kind of the min and max of where it can go. And it could also mean, I haven't read the whole thing, it might just mean maybe from the beginning to the end as well. So I think that's pretty good news, and I am pretty excited about that. I really do hope that does happen. And they just kind of talk about more things about mining. Let's see. As of May 6th, Fundstrat estimates the cash break-even price for the older Antminer S7 model, 6,003 per Bitcoin and 2,368 for the newer one. Both are made by Beijing-based Bitmain, which Bernstein analysts estimate had $3 to $4 billion in operating profits. So this company made $3 to $4 billion just selling these. That's incredible. So that's another thing for a different topic. But as it gets harder to create Bitcoins, we also have to consider technology will get better at mining. So it will be more affordable. 20 years down the line, 30, I'm sure there'll be way more powerful chips that won't take up as much electricity as they're taking up now. And I think that's something people don't usually think about. Okay, so this is another interesting thing. Tommy Lee, the Fundstrat co-founder, he definitely is a Bitcoin advocate, probably one of the only ones on Wall Street. The only Wall Street strategist, according to this article, or one of the only that really believes in Bitcoin. Now, he made a pretty interesting prediction that Bitcoin could become a substitute for gold and reach 20,000 to 55,000 by 2022. So in 2017, we practically reached 20,000. So they're going by really just like the safest explanation for what the price of Bitcoin might be, if you know what I'm saying. Like, they are saying essentially that this is a rough estimate. This is a safe price, 20,000 to 55,000 by 2022. I feel like it'll probably be worth a lot more than 55,000 by 2022. I really do think it will be way more than that. But this is the same thing. This is data science. This is the safe and what do you call it? This is probably the safest way to bet on where Bitcoin is headed. So 64,000, that sounds like a really high bet for 2019. But data science is a growing field now, and they get these statistics from a lot of different factors, and it is an interesting field. I would actually suggest some of you, if you don't know what you're doing with your life yet, you should actually look into that, because it's a growing field, and as technology increases, we're going to need more people that understand data science. All right, so that's about it. Now, I just wanted to say one more thing, that Tom Lee also talks about a short-term rally for Bitcoin, and he believes that the annual consensus conference, which is taking place right now, could prompt gains that will place the coin above 10,000. I totally agree with that. Now, it's taking place in Manhattan, and there's more than 7,000. There's actually 8,500 attendees right now. And every time that there has been a consensus, the price of Bitcoin has gone up from anywhere from 10 to 70%. Given that Lee believes the price of Bitcoin headed into the conference is down anyway, the rally might be even more potent. So that's super interesting to me. I have no doubt that that is probably what's going to happen today. We already saw today that Bitcoin went from 8,400 to 8,800. So that's $400 increase. That's only 1%, but the consensus is only a few days. I mean, this is day one. So, and there's 8,500 people that are going to be completely inspired by crypto all over again. So I think it's something to be super bullish about. This is why I never sell what I hold, because, one day things might not be going so well, and the next everything just completely flips. And I talked about consensus in my older videos, to wait for the consensus, because this is going to be a big one. And it won't just be Bitcoin, it'll be the whole market will be rejuvenated. And that's something that you got to keep in mind. So, okay, that's all I got to say about that, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I'm a little sick today, so if I wasn't as lucid as usual, that's why. Also, if you liked the video, of course, please leave a like. Please leave a thumbs up and comment if you want free Litecoin, please, because I don't want to keep giving out Litecoin if people aren't commenting and giving me a reason to, because I could just save that money. I don't really, it doesn't bother me, but I'm trying to do this for the community that enjoy me, and you can just win $50. That could be worth so much more in a few years. So just think about that. All right, guys, that's all I got to say about that. I'm King Crypto. Let's get cryptical and have a good day.